Hello everybody. We have already undergone a group discussion in part 1 of our recordings, and I had given certain points. Now today we are going to record the part 2 of our proceedings for group discussion. I would be discussing certain more points that were not covered last time. We will also have a practice group discussion this time also, but the students, those who participated last time, today they will be someone else, so that someone else also gets a chance. Now, as I told you earlier in my previous recording, that is in the part 1, now all those who have not seen the part 1 and see this one, probably they may not understand the full thing. So it is important that first you see the part 1 and then come back to this. You will learn much more. Now, I had mentioned about mannerism, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Now, what kind of manners? It is not only how you are speaking. Now, somebody may speak hesitatingly. Somebody may speak haltingly, जैसे रुक रुक के बोलना. Somebody is speaking and suddenly he stops speaking. जैसे लाइट चली गई, है? गाना चल रहा है, सडनली लाइट चली गई, धाड़ करके एकदम सब कुछ बंद. So you should not do this. Whenever you are speaking, speak smoothly. Conclude your talk. The other manner of speaking, you just give a point and not explaining it, not giving the details. Now, how should you discuss the point? You should discuss the point not only by first give the point what you are trying to say, explain it, give facts and figures. Now you see the point that I had mentioned, and I always mention, awareness and knowledge. Now if you are not upgrading your awareness and knowledge about general topics and subjects, you will not be able to participate in the group discussion. Even if you give a point, you are not able to explain it, you are not able to give the facts and figures. So it is important that you read magazines, you read newspaper, you read competitive magazines, and listen to the news on a regular basis. Now, how you have to do it, from where all you have to do it, I have been talking to you time and again. It's not difficult. You can even subscribe and see through an app in a mobile phone today. You can make a group of your friends, share the topics amongst each other, or share the apps amongst each other that you have subscribed, so that everybody doesn't have to spend the money. Now in mannerism, certain things which are very important, like showing your anger, showing your irritation, not listening to somebody, keep on talking, trying to dominate, trying to seek limelight. No, all these things are not correct. They are not going to fetch you good marks. Now today, first we will have a practice session of a group discussion once again. After this session is over, I would be covering certain other points which I had not covered in the part 1 of the group discussion. And those points are how to enter the group discussion, and when you face a difficult situation in a group discussion, what are the difficult situations that you can face? How to tackle them. Okay. Now, I would be giving a group discussion topic which is related with pollution. Now, in order to control pollution, what all can be done? So there are many things can be done. All things can be done simultaneously. But in your opinion, what would make a difference the fastest? Number 1, use of modern technology. Number 2, reduction in use of fossil fuels, or cut down on the use of fossil fuels. Lastly, implementation of strict rules and regulations. Have you understood the topic?
Yes, sir.
Everybody?
Yes, sir.
Do I need to repeat it?
No, sir.
Okay. Start the group discussion.
Good morning to all. Today's topic is how to reduce the pollutions. So in my opinion, Technology is a major part to reduce the pollutions in a way. That technology, due to the advancement of the technology, there is a new tax and the new things has to be made in technology to reduce the pollution. For example, today the AV vehicles are the major parts and they considered as a main topic on the reduction of populations.
There is another major part by which we can reduce pollution, which is the third part. Strict rules should be applied on the things that are being used in the country. That fossil fuels, we can reduce fossil fuels by reducing the number of vehicles which are being used in the country in the odd numbers, like on Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday and the Saturday we use the even numbered vehicles, and on another days we use different type of vehicles.
Just number
Yes,
7
I am
was
agree
right.
with you. Yes, I am agree with you. But according to my EV vehicles are more helpful for us to reduce the use of fossil fuels. According to EV vehicles, we can use solar panels for charging. There is no required of fossil fuels, and you know fossil fuels are more pollutable. And EV vehicles are free of noise pollution, free of air pollution, and there are so many things that EV vehicles give us. Like it saves our times, and we can travel a lot different distance in a few time. According to this, technology is more helpful for us, and there are so many other things in which technology helps us to reduce the pollution. Like there are so many new technologies like EV vehicles and different types of wind panels and different types of creating energy sources like solar panels and wind panels. According to this, we can use these things to reduce the use of fossil fuels.
Just number 13, I'm not disagreeing with the thing that you have said EV vehicles are crucial for the country. I'm just saying that India is in developing stage and EV vehicles are not that much ready in the India. So I'm just saying that it is an alternate method by which we can reduce pollution in our country. EV vehicles for sure they will be useful for the country as the India is in developing stage. So I'm not disagreeing with the option which you have chosen. I'm just saying that we can use it as an alternate method by which we can reduce pollution.
But we have to sustain the use of fossil fuels. According to as we have seen that there is less amount of fossil fuels we have, and we have to sustain these fuels for our future generation. For this we have to use electronic vehicles.
But it
It's
will
so
take
much
lot.
compulsory for us.
My opinion is all three ways are important for reducing pollution. Like we should reduce the use of fossil fuels. We should use technology for reducing pollution, and imposing strict rules to the public to reduce the use of vehicles using fossil fuels like petrol, diesel. All the countries, most of the countries are relied on fossil fuels. Like in a country like India should make a move to electronic vehicles, solar vehicles to reduce the pollution.
Just number 9,
But we can't stop using the petrol and diesel vehicle directly. It will take a lot of time to set up the charging points for the EVs.
Yeah, it takes it don't be a direct involvement in the technology. That as we know that fossil fuels are mandatory now. Nowadays, fossil fuels are mandatory for all over the world. That without any use of fossil fuel, there can be no one work has been done simultaneously in a smooth way. So technology is the best way to alternate of the fossil fuels, because you can also compare as the EV vehicles that we work on electricity. Electricity consumed in such a way like solar panels, wind supplies, and extra of this including sea levels. So strict rules are also be a good point of view to be in the
that I've already mentioned that strict rules can be applied in an odd and even basis. Like even on even days the even numbered vehicles will work, and on odd days odd day vehicles will work. This
But
will
in
reduce.
even days, what we can use for our travel? We were told that we had used fossil vehicles in only alternate days.
Yeah.
But in other days, what they use for our travel?
In even
It's
days
a problem.
we can use public transport. Yeah.
Public
that you must know na, that there are strict rules which have been applied on
Excuse me, gentlemen, I have a question that I am agree with just number 13 that he said reduction of fossil fuels, but I have a question that in today criteria we are all persons are not able to afford electric vehicles, and already just number 7 said that we use odd and even day vehicles, but this is already done in Delhi, but this is not workable for all areas, like some emergency situations are occur, but we can done in that situations.
Yes, I agree with you. Just number 11. Some of the people can't afford the EVs vehicles, and it will take a lot of time to set up the charging stations. And in some areas, we can't make the charging stations.
I am not agree with
public
you.
transport, the reduction of pollution is also reduced. If this is not the matter that odd even we can use public transport to reduce the pollution. If we use public transport, automatically the reduction of pollution.
as just number 9 said that all the 3 options are correct, but I wanna say something on it. Like we can't cut off the fossil fuels suddenly in the country, because many vehicles and so many other type of vehicles are being used with the fossil fuels only.
Yeah, I mentioned that we can't stop directly the
Yeah.
using the petrol and
But
diesel
you also
vehicles.
said that we are not able to use charge stations at all places, but we can use solar panels that are applicable for all the places, and it are helpful for us and they are helping us in so many things.
EV vehicles are being developed in the country. I'm saying that India is in developing stage to make EV vehicles. I'm not saying that there is no solar station anywhere. I'm just saying that the EV vehicles are not that ready for India to come, and because of the transportation, the roads facilities, it can harm and cause for it could be a major cause for the EV vehicles. So I'm just saying that both the alternate options are correct for reducing the
Yes, I agree.
pollution.
Just number 7.
I'm also agree with just number 7. According to this, he said every charging station is not available, and reduction of fossil fuel is a perfect reason, because according to me the reduction of fossil fuel is very essential, because maximum vehicles in India run from fossil fuels. If we reduct it, then what can we do?
I can't tell us to reduct it. You told us to deduct it. I am told that we use electric vehicles, solar vehicles to reduce the use of fossil fuels, totally reduce the use of fossil fuels to sustain that for our future generations.
India is an underdeveloping country.
India is a developing country, I know, but we can develop it and we can work on it to make it possible for our country.
So
And it's also helped us for develop our country.
Chess number 13, we can use EV vehicles on, as you said that EV vehicles are crucial, but it is in developing stage. So we should have an alternative method,
Yeah.
So for that, I'm saying that I'm just giving my suggestion that you should use odd and even vehicles on alternate days.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm also
EVs are not affordable for all the peoples in the India.
Today, EVs is not affordable for all of them. Yes, just number 7 as well say that strict rules has been maintained to reduction of the pollution, because fossil fuels directly has a pollution. Because due to the consumers of the fossil fuels, pollution was being occur. So our topic is to be less polluted. So not an EV vehicle is only a method to be less in pollution. There is only certain things that we have to work on technology. For example, a solar station has been made in India and something else over the world. That help us to vary at the bottom of the level that pollution has been reduced at such level of the world.
Yes, I am agree with just number 10. As we know that Delhi can make a rule of CNG gas. Maximum vehicle run in CNG gas. It's also the reduction of fossil fuels like petrol, diesel. Not every vehicle run in petrol, diesel. Some vehicles are run, maximum vehicles are run in Delhi in CNG gases.
There are such examples as CNG and the battery. They are only 2 of the things that I know in today now. The
Okay, let's stop here. Okay, now we have had a second group discussion. Like yesterday we had a vote, so before I give my conclusion, I would like the class to give the names or the chest numbers of first four. Any volunteers? Okay.
Chest number 10, 7 and 6.
Stand up. 10, 7 and 6. Anybody who agrees or disagrees with them? Sit down. Yeah.
So chest number 10, 7, 6, 13 and 5.
13 and 5. Okay. Now, in my ranking, number 7 comes the first. Now, I'll give you the reason for it. Okay. वो ऐसे नहीं कि मेरा दिल किया मैंने नंबर 7 को फर्स्ट कर दिया. You see the amount of participation, amount of contribution. Whose contribution and who spoke the maximum? 7. Okay. Was he confident? Yes. Okay. Was he speaking and explaining properly? Yes. Was he trying to dominate? No. That's okay. So now, is he explaining his points? Yes. To some extent? Yes. Okay. Next comes is sit down, number 7. Next, who spoke the maximum times? 13. And he was giving the best reasoning possible. Isn't it? He was explaining everything. Okay, sit down, number 13. Next comes is number 10. Now what happened with number 10? He started up. He started good. But there was an issue with him. He was not looking at the group initially for a very long time. आप कहीं और देख रहे थे, आप ग्रुप की तरफ एड्रेस नहीं कर रहे थे. You should have a bit of smile on your face. You appeared tensed up, though you were speaking okay, but you were not addressing the group. You were looking somewhere else. So, had you been looking at the group and had a better smile on your face, your ranking would improve. Okay? So that's where the quality comes out. Liveliness, ability to influence. Why is it that chest number 7 and 13 were able to influence more than you? The reason is smile and more active participation. Okay, sit down. Next comes is chest number 11. Now he is a boy whom probably all of you have not detected him. He just spoke once, but he spoke sense. You remember last time, chest number 14 had done the same thing? And one of you had selected him. Now, you have missed him. Though he spoke less, but he spoke the maximum. He spoke before number 5. Number 5 was amongst the last few to speak. But once he spoke, he participated 2-3 times. The problem with number 5 was that he was giving a point, but he was not explaining it. He was not giving facts and figures. Now he's agreeing with me. So neither did he give the facts and figures, nor did he explain it. But he just participated in it. The first time he participated, he couldn't speak because chest number 7 ignored him and started speaking. Now here you have to be careful, chest number 7. If somebody is trying to speak who has not spoken, you have already spoken 3-4 times, you should give him a chance. Don't ignore a person. Don't think that he is my competitor, I should speak first, I should speak louder, I should speak or I should dominate. Only then I will come first. No. Sit down, 11. 5, have you understood my point of view? Sit down. Chest number 6. Again, the way he was speaking was not clear. His tone was a bit low. And from his expressions, it appeared that probably there is some problem in confidence. It appeared. So then he comes even behind number 5. And though chest number 5 even spoke after him or started after him, but the number of times that chest number 5 later participated was more than number. So I had given out those 3 C's. Coordinate, cooperate, contribute. Now you see, fine, contribution is one aspect, but none of you is showing that aspect of coordination and cooperation. Now how Coordination could have been done. Again, there was somebody out here, if I am not wrong, chest number 14. He started talking about use of public transport. Fine, what he's saying is right. But what is the topic? No, you can use public transport to reduce the pollution so that the number of vehicles on the road are less. That is understood. But what was the topic given? What were the three leads given? Technology, reduction in fossil fuel, or strict rules and regulation. But he couldn't explain it. He said just use that. Had he added that use of public transport would reduce the consumption of fossil fuel, he should have explained it. But just mentioning use public transport, he has not completed it. Got it? So he will get more credit provided he does that. Now, in a group discussion, if you have been given a particular topic and anyone amongst them, sit down, anyone amongst them goes astray or takes the group discussion out of the topic, so all of you must be careful. You have to tell him, yeah, chest number so and so, you are going out of the topic. Now, the problem comes in, you are not able to enter the group discussion. Some people are shy and some people are not letting you speak. How to enter the group discussion? Not very difficult. First thing, you should be confident. Second, you have come there to SSB to participate. So don't think ever in your mind what others are thinking. What is hindering you from speak? कि वो क्या देख रहा है मेरे को, वो क्या सोच रहा है मेरे को, वो सबने सोचना साचना छोड़ दो. Speak. Speak to your best of your ability, give your point. Fine. If you are not able to speak in English, convert it back to Hindi. Speak in Hindi. Give a point. In between, go back to English, come back to Hindi. Now, who is asking you to just speak only in English? We can understand that you all are coming from such background that probably your English or language may not be fluent. But you have other qualities. You have knowledge, you have awareness. So don't feel shy or afraid of talking in Hindi. Speak in Hindi whenever you are in a tight corner or you're not able to get the right words that you want to express in English. Secondly, to enter, you can always say, suppose chest number 7 is speaking, he was speaking a lot. So what could chest number 12 would have done? He has not spoken at all. So what he could have done? Okay, chest number 7, what you're saying is right. My point of view is this. So what happens? The moment he says, even if he is not stopping, he will think, okay, I'm right, he's saying it, let him also give a chance. So you can enter a group discussion by saying that, okay, what you're saying, I agree with you. The other phrase that you can use is, okay, I've heard what you have said, that's your point of view, I would like to express it in this manner. Never say, I don't agree with you, what you're saying is wrong. Never disagree directly. Always say, that is your point of view. Fine, he may be speaking wrong. But do not speak in a manner to insult him, degrade or demean him. Just say, that's your point of view. I would like to say that we should follow this thing because of this reason. So you have conveyed your point of view, isn't it? So you feel that somebody's, I have another point to add. Somebody is speaking and you're not getting a chance to speak. Oh, I have got another point to add. You will draw the attention of everybody else towards you and you can start speaking. So enter the group discussion in a positive manner, not in a negative manner. Now, there are certain students who are in a habit of continuously asking questions. No, you should be more bothered about what you are speaking, give explanation of what you are saying. If somebody is speaking wrong, fine. If he is going away from the topic, correct him. But as long as he is not speaking right thing, fine. He said, that's your point of view, my point of view is this, rather than asking him question. Because by asking him question, demeaning that person, you are not going to get additional points. In fact, things will fall against you or things will go against you. So be careful of asking questions. You are not supposed to ask questions. You just give your explanation, gives your facts and figures, that's fine. Now, difficult situation in group discussion. Number 1, you don't know anything about the topic. What to do? Listen carefully. Listen carefully to all the points. Now, if everyone has said, or 4 or 5 have given the points, at least think in your mind, how can you explain these things in detail? Because when you repeat a point given by somebody else, you do not get that much credit as much as the concerned chess number who has given that point first. If you keep repeating the point somebody has already given, it is not going to fetch you much. Only fine, he has at least spoken. भाई कुछ तो बोला है. Rather than sitting quiet and doing nothing, चल repeat ही कर दिया, कुछ तो कर दिया. But that is not going to help you to clear. What is going to help you to clear and get a better ranking is that you give a new point. That's why I always ask all of you that for most of the topics that we will be discussing, or I have told you, make out 10 points, 10 important points. At least you will remember 5 out there. In a group discussion here, you have seen it. Last time you have seen it, nobody gives more than 3 points. Everybody is only repeating and explaining the same 3 points only. So if you learn 10, you will memorize 5 or remember 5. And then if 3 points somebody else has given, you have got those 2 points to give. So now, if you don't know about anything of the topic, you should first listen and then think in your mind, how can you explain those things in detail? And then, okay, chess number 5 said this, he's absolutely right. Chess number 6 also said this, but because of this reason, this is much more better. अबे उसी का जूता लिया, उसी के सर पे मार दिया. So there you are. Number 2 difficult situation. Somebody is asking you questions again and again. आप बोलने लगो वो क्वेश्चन पूछ ले. आप बोलने लगो वो क्वेश्चन पूछ ले. वैसे पूछना नहीं चाहिए. That's why I told you earlier that avoid asking questions rather than give explanations of your own point and facts and figures. By asking questions, you are trying to demean. How do you say that this thing is right? It is not possible. You have not come there to fight. You have been given the time for the group discussion to arrive at a conclusion that out of those 3 points, which one do you think or feel as a group is a better option? So you have been given a group task to arrive at a conclusion, not to fight. Now, if you keep fighting with each other, will you arrive at a conclusion? No. Another problem. At times what happens? 1, 2, 3. At times 2 people are speaking simultaneously. Or suddenly, दो इकट्ठे शुरू बोलने लग जाएंगे. Suppose chess number 7 and chess number 10, they both have started speaking together. No, what to do in this situation? Others are just dazed. They look with ये क्या हो गया? इतनी जोर से बोल रहे हैं, like I am speaking loudly, so that all of you can hear. But here in group discussion, if 2 people are speaking in the same manner, can others speak? Isn't it a difficult situation? Now how to control it? No, if you don't control it, वो जो 2 शोर मचा रहे हैं वो तो गड्ढे में गए, वो आपको भी गड्ढे में लेके जाएंगे अगर आप उनको कंट्रोल नहीं करेंगे. Though they say that you should not give a personal example, but for just teaching you, I will give this personal example. I had gone to SSB for my interview. What happened? In group discussion, topic was very easy. Population control. अब population control पे ज़्यादा क्या बोल लेंगे? Yes, the leads were given, but I couldn't speak. I was shocked. इतना easy topic आ गया, मैं बोलूँ तो क्या बोलूँ? I was only doing listening to others. I couldn't get any of the points कि population control पे बोलूँ तो मैं बोलूँ क्या बोलूँ? कभी सोचा ही नहीं उसके बारे में. Now, what happened? Suddenly, 10 minutes had passed. I couldn't speak, and suddenly, three candidates started speaking together. Now, if somebody starts speaking together, oh, that also 3. Then how to tackle them? And I was getting worried. 10 minutes हो गए, 12 minutes हो गए, अरे तो group discussion बंद होने वाला है. Tension was building up naturally. यार, I have not been able to speak. What will happen? Then I gathered my wits and said, I'll just give you an example, though there the chess numbers were different and I don't remember them. Chess number 10 and chess number 7. What you're saying is right. Let chess number 5 also complete what he's saying. There was complete silence. Because my voice was much more than the voice of all those three boys. I had not bullshitted them. I had not, yes, I shouted, but in a raised voice, I spoke in a manner that I was praising too, so that they could hear me. The moment you praise anybody, he felt happy and comfortable. Oh, yes, yes. He's agreed to me. The first boy in the group to agree to what we are saying. And वो तीसरे वाले को मैंने चांस दे दिया. He was not able to speak because of these two people, and वो बोलता जा रहा है, ये दो बोलते जा रहे, कोई किसी की नहीं सुन रहा. So हुआ क्या? मेरे तीन दोस्त बन गए. Up now in any group discussion, here also you have seen, there are three people who speak a lot. Here, chest number 7 spoke, chest number 13 and chest number. ये सबसे ज़्यादा बोले ना, हर जगह यही होता है, हर बार. तीन ऐसे होते हैं जो बहुत ज़्यादा बोलते हैं, और तीन ऐसे होते हैं जो एक या दो बार बोल के वो सोचते हैं कि हमारा काम हो गया. और एक आध ऐसा होता है जो 100 सुनार के और एक लोहार वाला, वो हर ग्रुप डिस्कशन में मिल जाता है. लास्ट टाइम भी मिला था, आज भी मिल गया. एंड यू आर नॉट एबल टू डिटेक्ट हिम. ओके, सो दिस इज हाउ you have to take control of a situation if it is going out of your hands. Now what happened there? All three became my friends. Because once, if I praise you, won't you feel good about me?
Yes, sir.
And if I give you a chance to speak, won't you feel good about me?
Yes, sir.
So I helped all three of them. And in the bargain, when I started speaking, all three kept quiet. And the rest of them were as it is not speaking. मेरा तो काम निकल गया. And then I started speaking. I analyzed the points given by the others. क्योंकि खुद तो कुछ पता नहीं था. सभी का point analyze किया, explanation दिया. I explained those points which they were not doing it. They just gave the point and left it at that. I said he has given so and so point, he has given so and so point. But if we educate the masses, that is going to help us a lot. Then I said, अब मैंने सबका तो बोल दिया, वो ये बोल रहा है, वो ये बोल रहा है, but मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ, why? वो भी बता दिया. वो भी बता दिया. I gave examples of developed countries where the education is there. The percentage of educated people is more. As a result, the population is also less. Here we find that all those poor people, roadside beggars, you will find that everybody having more children than educated parents. So I gave this reasoning. And while I was talking, because the way so loudly I spoke and so confidently I spoke, nobody spoke against me. And I kept on speaking for 3-4 minutes. वो 3 से 4 मिनट इकट्ठा बोल के सारा कुछ पूरा कर दिया. तो वही बात आ गई, 100 सुनार के एक लोहार का. So you need to control when you are in a difficult situation. You have to control it. People will shout. Specifically in PPDTs, in your screening test. We'll have a separate session of that. Don't worry. Now, if there are a lot of people shouting, it happened once that one of the parents phoned me and said, "Sir, the group discussion was stopped in less than 3 minutes." I said, "What happened?" I said, "My son tells me that there were two people who were shouting, not allowing others to speak. They didn't even give chance to others to speak, and the G2 stopped the group discussion." I said, "Just wait. A 100-meter race has started. The referee has blown the whistle. 2 persons take off in the race." भाई जिसने बोलना शुरू किया उसने तो रेस में दौड़ना शुरू कर दिया, मानते हो? जिसने बोलना नहीं शुरू किया वो लाइन पे ही खड़ा है. ओके, तो द GTOs वेटेड. भाई 1 मिनट हो गया, 2 मिनट हो गया, 3 मिनट हो गया, कोई बोल नहीं रहा. वो 2 चुप्पी ना करें. सो दैट आपस में झगड़ा कर रहे हो. नो व्हाट हैपेंड? दैट मीन्स एक भागा रेस, दूसरे ने टांग में टांग डाल दी. सो दोनों डिस्क्वालीफाई, गिर गए, चोट लग गई एक को, एक बिकॉज ऑफ हिज बैड बिहेवियर और डिसिप्लिन आउट फ्रॉम द रेस. Rest of them have not yet started. Now, how much more time you want to give the enemy to fire at you? He'll wait for 3 minutes. Yes or no? So, do they deserve to be screened then? No. It is very important that you speak. Another point, initiative. If you are not in first 3 to 4 to speak, you lose out. Yes, if you have started earlier and later on your contribution is not that much, naturally you fall back in ranking. But the first 3 will never fall to last 3. If you start first, you will be first in ranking. Yes, you may fall back in your ranking, but you will never fall back to the last 3. Keep this thing in mind. So, being amongst the first 3 to 4 speaker is important, because that puts you ahead in ranking. And if you are ahead in ranking, in whatever bands they give you the marks, or bands or ticks, whatever the system is, you will get more marks. And that more marks would fetch you better merit, better overall merit. Hence, it is important to be amongst the first 3 to 4 speakers. It is important to contribute. It is important to control. If the topic is something else, or there are certain candidates who are not allowing others to speak. So dominating the proceedings, unnecessarily disturbing others, is not going to fetch you other marks. Have you understood this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll have a next session, that is part 3. That would be a question answer sessions. So you can prepare yourself for your questions and ask me as many questions on group discussion as possible. You can write it down and then we'll have a question answer sessions for part 3. Okay, thank you.